This is DC, powered by people and ideas, where the community comes together, voices are heard, and decisions are shaped.
So I want to start by saying, welcome home.
Connecting you to what matters and to each other.
How you doing? You know, what's the tea?
I'm Lorenzo Hall, and this is the DC Beat. Welcome to this bonus edition of the DC Beat. I'm Lorenzo Hall. So the DC Board of Elections will certify the primary election results on July 17th. In the race for mayor, Janice Lewis-George is the Democratic nominee. I sat down with her for her first one-on-one interview since election night. We talk about her relationship with President Trump, the Bowser administration, and plans to deliver on her many campaign promises if elected in November. We are here with the Democratic nominee for mayor of DC, Janice Lewis-George. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
You look all refreshed and rested. I take it you got some time to just kick back for a bit?
I did. I had a little week off with family, friends. It was wonderful.
All right. So we've talked ad nauseum about policy. We're going to get into that in just a bit. But I want to talk about you just in terms of being a human. Election night, ranked choice voting was pretty kind to you. You didn't have to go through those multiple rounds.
Yeah.
Tell me, when you watch these returns and these results coming in, what were you thinking in that moment?
You know, it was just so overwhelming, and I was blown away. I was blown away and overwhelmed with just gratitude. I just kept, in my mind, I was just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. It just felt like it truly is a marathon when you run. And so by the time you end that marathon, you are out of breath. You've given it your all. You're physically, emotionally tired. And when you cross that finish line and it's like seeing a crowd of people just there to hug you. That's what it felt like. Just like a sigh of not only relief, but just like ultimate gratitude for all that we were able to accomplish over the last couple of months.
Now, were you expecting this to go through multiple rounds?
We were expecting anything. We thought, you know, this may go to rounds, and so that's why we made sure we talked to everyone. I remember my team, we were like, even if someone has another candidate sign in, let's still knock the door and ask for number 2. So we had always been, you know, preparing for rounds.
Yeah. All right, so we know, looking at the history in DC, the Democratic nominee, because the city is so blue, typically goes on to win the race in November. So with that said, have you been getting ready? What have your days been like since election night?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we have been now in the implementation, learning and planning stage. So meeting with stakeholders who may not have supported me in the primary, but we want to make sure, understand that I'm going to be a mayor for them and everyone. So we've been having endless meetings, scheduling endless meetings, and talking to experts in the city, across the country. We're planning on having listening sessions throughout all 8 wards in the city. We're planning our listening sessions with various different, stakeholder groups. And so we are now setting the framework for getting all of the feedback we need and then planning the implementation that's necessary to deliver on our affordability mandate from district residents.
So what do you want to hear, like during those meetings and when you're hearing from people? Like what do you need to know at this point?
Yeah, so it's different for each different group constituency. We're talking to current district government employees, former district government employees, former district government agency directors. And from them, we're asking, you worked in this agency, what worked well in your agency? What didn't work well? What were the procedural hiccups? What were the systemic issues that didn't allow you to go as far as you wanted to go? What were some of the lessons you learned when you led X agency? What were some of the things, what are some of the barriers we should eliminate if we want to actually produce the amount of affordable housing that I want to produce, if we want to actually deliver on lowering utilities, lowering childcare for families. And so we're talking to a group of individuals who have done the work, who have the experience within district government to say, to learn from them on what we can do differently to set up the system to be successful. From the community, we are really asking, what are your needs? What are those needs that the district can do a better job at meeting? What has been your experience with various agencies and district government? How can that experience be improved? What experiences, actually worked really well for you? We're just trying to get a temperature of what are ways we can show up better for residents in all 8 wards. Yeah. And then we're just talking about to experts in housing and in education and childcare and transportation and infrastructure. And we're saying, hey, we see that you all were able to reduce homicides by a great amount in your jurisdiction. What did you do? What can we learn from it? So it's really the combination of getting all that information of current and former employees, current residents and district people who have experiences, and experts across the country and locally. And that's the information that we are putting together to plan implementation framework for day one.
And you don't have much time.
That's
That's
right.
within what, 6 months or so? Not
That's
even?
right.
Yeah. All right. So even before election night, then obviously after your victory, we heard from President Trump. He had some things to say about you, about DC. What do you make of his comments? One, calling you a communist, talking about emptying the prisons. I know that not everyone is engaged in politics, but they definitely hear what he says. So for those who may not be familiar with you, who you are, what you stand for, what do you tell them about the president's words and his depiction of you?
Yeah, I was certainly shocked on a Sunday to hear that the president was speaking about me. I was like, DC has great brunch. He should try those things. Like, there's better things to do on a Sunday in DC than that. But no, seriously, I want people to understand that the people of DC, who I am so grateful have nominated me to be their Democratic nominee, want to have leadership that is going to deliver for them, that's going to address the affordability crisis, whether it's housing, utilities, or childcare, to make sure that basic government shows up for them. And that's what I intend on doing. And I cannot get distracted by the president throwing around, name calling. Obviously, I'm not a communist. Obviously, I'm not trying to empty prisons, right? These things are sort of just throwing out, all of these things that don't make sense, but are also untrue. I hope that they will see through that and understand. For us in the district, we lack autonomy and we lack statehood. And so I don't actually have the privilege of punditry. I need every single Democrat to support district residents and to support DC. And so I am focused on delivering for DC residents and building the coalition we need to defend our rights and to stand up for ourselves.
Have you talked to anyone from his administration yet about a meeting? He suggested that there would be some sort of meeting.
Yeah, my team has reached out. Someone from his team has reached out. And so, as I said before, the mayor, Mayor Muriel Bowser, is currently the mayor. And so she certainly is the one leading right now. And so what we have said is we are prepared for that meeting whenever the president would like that meeting, giving all deference to our current mayor until January. And so, I'm open to that meeting. I'm optimistic that we can come to things that we can work on together.
What does that look like? What do you work on together?
Yeah. We talked a little bit about this. We have a lot of vacant federal properties now. Southwest is what we call Fedlandia, is the term for it. That's an opportunity for us to develop housing, to support small businesses, similar to what we were able to do in Noma, where you had an industrial area that hadn't been developed and now has developed into a full neighborhood with both housing and amenities and hotels and grocery stores and, a real neighborhood. So we see Southwest and Fedlandia as a great opportunity for growth and to create a real neighborhood. It also is already anchored by great transit and transportation. And so that's an area that I want to work with the president on. Union Station, again, is a great opportunity both for development and to create a regional transit center here, right here in DC, and to expand the regional transportation options that people have, both to go up north, but also to go down south, where people have that has not been a great option. And so, I have said before, I am open to meeting with anyone, including the president. But I've also been very clear, I will stand up to anyone who is seeking to harm district residents. And so I think going into that meeting, being clear about where our lines are as district residents and our values are is going to be critically important, but also coming to the table with some ideas where we can actually come together and it benefit district residents.
Now, people have been critical of Mayor Bowser's relationship with the president, how she's handled, I guess, that relationship and as it pertains to the district and some of our laws and even projects moving forward. How does that relationship between you and the president look different under your administration?
You know, I think that I am going to be coming in fully aware of what leverage I have and be continuing to build towards that leverage. Again, the president cannot unilaterally, legally, take away DC home rule. Right. That has to be through an act of Congress. And so building the relationships in Congress that are necessary to ensure that the district is filibuster proof in the Senate and in the House is critical. And so, you know, I've talked about that relationship. I already had a conversation with Representative Garcia, the oversight Dems, been having conversations continuously to figure out how do we make sure we have a stronghold that we need and hopeful in the midterms to be successful. And so knowing what leverage we have, utilizing the labor unions who supported me in this election, some of the grassroots organizations like Sierra Club, people who've already built relationships on the national level, to really build a robust relationship that creates a leverage we need in Congress. Now I can go into the meeting knowing where my votes are, and that allows me to figure out how we approach that meeting and our strategy. Again, I'm looking forward to working with Attorney General Brian Schwab. For me, that is a strategic partner. And I get to go into meetings with him, go into meetings after getting his advice for what we need to, where we get to stand, where we can draw a line, where we can fight back legally. And so I just think my posture is to build leverage wherever I can, both in Congress, both regionally, and both locally. And I think that will allow me to be able to enter that meeting very clear about what my strategy is going to be and where I'm willing to push back on the president.
All right, so you would be the first Democratic Socialist to serve as mayor of DC. When you mentioned that during your watch party on election night, the room just erupted. A lot of people excited about it. There is momentum right now.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because I think for a lot of people, when they hear Democratic Socialist still, there is a bit of baggage there. People don't quite understand what it means, and it's usually this sort of boogeyman term that I guess people are associated with. So what would you say to people about what that means and where you stand?
Yeah, you know, I have always said, you know, being a longtime Democrat and being a Democratic Socialist, this is all about putting people first. That means making the decisions that will in turn create the social safety net that people need in our city. That means taking care of those basic needs that people need to survive. Housing is a basic need. People need it. You know, access to water and clean water, that's a basic need that people need. Making sure people have access to good health care, making sure our public schools are excellent and the best they can be, right? Everyone knows what this looks like. We've seen it, we know what it is. And so, you know, my focus is going to be delivering. That's what it really truly means to put people first, is to put their interests first and to show people, right? For years, we've heard about what government can't do, what's impossible. I'm excited to show people what government can do when it puts people first. And so, you know, I say to people, the work that I do on day one is going to be about delivering for them and showing them what that looks like. And I believe that people are excited to see that.
Why do you think so many moderates or centrists in the Democratic Party are still not quite on board with what they see happening as it pertains to democratic socialism?
I don't know. I don't know. I think, you know, we have to center the experience of people. And I think we have to remember and listen to people when they say we are struggling. And again, when I knock doors, I wasn't just hearing it, in some ward. I was hearing it in every ward in this city. I was hearing it from the middle class to the margins, that people were struggling with affording childcare, affording housing, affording utilities. People were frustrated with government not delivering services well or to everyone, that the mismanagement of funds, the dysfunction that was being created was frustrating for people. And people weren't sure that they had a government that was fighting for them, right? And people were like, we shouldn't be fighting our government, and we shouldn't have to fight so much. We should know that our government is fighting for us. And so, I think it's a moment, again, like I said, these aren't the values that we all share as a country, aren't sort of in these sort of political ideologies that people are debating. Everybody, right, whether you're Republican or Democrat, wants to be able to have access to good health care and afford it. Everybody wants to be able to work one job and that be enough to survive, right? What we're seeing in this city, and obviously across the country because it's resonating, people are working really hard. They're trying their best, and they're still coming up short. And the fundamental question is, why is that happening? And I think the answer to that is, we have to get back to government putting people first. And that's what, resonated with district residents. And I think anybody, whether Republican or Democrat, should be listening to the lived experiences of everyday residents. And I know what I heard on the doors. Never once did I get a question on the doors about ideology or this and that. Everything was, why are my bills so high? Why didn't my street get snow plowed in the snow?
That's right.
Why do I still have a Christmas tree from 7 months ago that never got picked up, right? Those were the things I were hearing. So people just want a government that fights for them and delivers for them. And that message resonates across ideologies.
Yeah, we know a lot of people talk about housing and being able to afford housing. If you live in D.C., you're proud to be in D.C., you want to stay in D.C.
That's right.
So in January, what do you do in regards to, one, affordable housing, and also producing more affordable housing in D.C.?
Yeah, so those are, when you're talking about, what have you been doing? Those are that's what the team's been working on over the last couple of months, but also the last couple of days. We've been looking at all the housing projects that are stuck up, like currently held up. There's a lot of projects to figure out why haven't they been moving forward. We've been working with housing experts here in DC. We've been talking to developers, housing developers. What is stopping you from building more housing? How do I, as a leader of this government, make it easier for you to build? Where are you getting stuck in bureaucracy, in litigation, in process, and how can we figure that out? And so, I have every intention on delivering on the plans that I put forward, building 72,000 homes in 5 years. And so what you're going to see from me on day one is delivering what I promised on, making sure we lower the cost for childcare, making sure we're lowering people utility bills, making sure our housing is moving forward, producing real affordable housing is moving forward through all of our agencies that are impacting housing, and again, doing the work I said I would do around in cooperation between MPD and ICE. I mean, the people elected me to deliver, and that is what I intend on doing.
Yeah. So when you talk about housing and childcare, how much of that will come from maybe new taxes and fees versus what the city already has available?
Yeah, I mean, that's the other group we have working really hard, which is our budget group, who is going through our district budget right now. As you know, the CFO 2 days ago just released, where we are in the district, saying, hey, we're doing well, but don't forget, we still have these very real realities and fears of losing revenue through some of the things that have happened to our federal workforce. And so, I'm excited in the fall for the council to have a hearing on the Tax and Revenue Commission that put recommendations forward 7 years ago. Many of those recommendations were good recommendations, and they weren't done not by a lack of political will. And so, my intention is to do a forensic analysis, like I said before, of every district agency, figuring out which policies we can put place in our agency to save funds, and really balancing out what that looks like.
Yeah, we heard Mayor Bowser say the city's not broke. The city has money. You're a council member. you understand this government, how it functions, where money's going. So based on what you're seeing right now, where do you think the city is wasting money?
You know, I talked about a few areas where I'm interested in seeing how we can change policy. So in health, for example, you know, my policy team around health believes that we could save from 5 to up to 10% by switching to a value-based system similar to what Maryland did. So that's obviously an area where we're looking at potential savings. Okay. Again, our team has been looking aggressively at federal dollars that expire soon. If we don't utilize, we lose those dollars. So we're trying to make sure we identify all the federal funding and the deadlines for how soon we need to spend those dollars. That's in housing, that's in sustainability, and we're also looking at our government as a whole and figuring out, you know, where we are, you know, overspending, or we're duplicative contracts and duplicative work, or systems are just not working well, which is costing us more money. You know, basic things like, hey, we plowed this street. Right, we did this. We paved this street, and now 3 months later we're repaving this street. Oh, and here we are again 3 months later repaving this street again. Right, and so we're figuring out, hey, how do we have a system so we know that we're not wasting dollars digging in the ground 5 times when we can do it once and get it done. And so it's an overall forensic analysis of our system. Speaking of revenue, do we leave those automated enforcement cameras in place as is? Do you want more? Do you want less? You know what? This was one of the big topics of the. Everyone talks about it. The season. You know, I was shocked. I will say I talked about we have to have a real regional relationship. Because a part of the reason why our tickets are so high is because we are trying to, the city was trying to make up the cost we lose by not having reciprocity with Maryland and Virginia. I did have a short conversation with Governor Wes Moore, and we talked about meeting again pretty soon. And we've reached out to also do the same with Governor Spanberger. And so I have said to district residents, we have to do something about the price. Okay. And so what we want to look at is, you know, how do we make it, the fees more tenable and across the board align regionally with, you know, ticket prices that we see as a region. And then assessing, you know, our traffic safety efforts. At the end of the day, putting people first means making sure that pedestrians on our streets are safe, and that we are a multimodal city that allow everyone to be safe no matter the mode of transportation. One thing I'm excited about is I messaged with Randy, our WMATA GM. I'm excited to partner with WMATA. We share an excitement for a few things, including bus lines and making our transit system one of the best in the nation, which I already think it is, but improving upon that. And so the more we improve our transit system, the more we improve our engineering across the board as far as how our streets function, the more opportunity we have to make our streets safer for residents. So do you want to see that gold line going to RFK Stadium? Yeah. We know they're talking about, make it easier for people to get to and from the stadium. That master plan came out. Yes. Some people living near the stadium, like Kingman Park, say, what happened? Like, our voices weren't heard. This is not what we asked for. Yeah, I am going to be meeting with some of the Kingman Park neighbors pretty soon and having a conversation with them. Randy is also going to share with me sort of why they moved away from a additional metro station. Right. What I heard was there was some feasibility issues with that. And so I think, you know, what we want to make sure is that we respect the neighbors of the community, and that we also make sure that we provide the necessary transit infrastructure, not only for the stadium to be successful, but for the surrounding communities and neighborhoods. I think about 8th Street, I think about Minnesota Avenue, right? These are areas that should benefit from the development that is going to happen at RFK. And so having a strong transit network is integral to that. And so I am committed to making sure that we have that. As mayor, you have a lot of agency heads and department heads to pick from, to choose. From chancellor, interim police chief. What happens in that regard? We know that interim chief Jeffrey Carroll is past that 6-month period where you're allowed to stay as interim.
What do you do in terms of your search for these different agency heads?
Yeah, I've been clear. We are going to have a transparent and professional transition period, and a part of that is going to be a national search, both national and local, looking for the best talent to be able to deliver for DC residents. As far as police chief go, that means someone who on day one can really address the trust issues that need to be rebuilt within the police department to fix the cultural issues within the department, and someone who's going to be able to rebuild that trust with the community and the public that has been harmed through some of the actions of federal interference in ICE. The same, our education system is amazing here in DC. We have a long way to go. And of course, for me, that means, making sure DC has the best public education system in the country. And so someone who's going to be able to really have address our chronic absenteeism and address, supporting students with special needs, dealing with our middle school gap, supporting our educators. And so a robust and transparent process is necessary. And that's the work that we're going to do to bring the best of the best here to DC and to work alongside me to deliver a safer city, a more affordable city, and a city with a world-class education system.
So when does that process begin in terms of the search? Do you wait until after January? Are you kind of putting feelers out right now? What does that look like?
Well, so legally, what we've been advised is that we cannot begin transition process until November.
Okay.
And so everything we're doing now is pre-planning for transition.
Okay.
And so the
planning for the plan for the plans.
That's right. That's right. Because I am the Democratic nominee, I still have to win the votes of independent voters, Republican voters, Stay Green voters, and so that's why the next couple of months and weeks we are going to be doing our aggressive community engagement and across all 8 wards, across different groups, having these meetings. And then in November, when I am officially the mayor-elect for the District of Columbia, should the district voters so vote me to be, then we will be rolling out a robust transition plan.
Yeah. What do you say to people at the Wilson Building now? Obviously, this will be quite a shift in more than a decade. What do you say to them in terms of moving forward, what we can expect from your administration in that regard? Because it's not like you would align with a lot of the people who are there right now. So what does that look like?
What I've been saying is, look, we are one DC, and we all love this city, and we all want the best for this city. And so, everyone has my commitment to be a mayor and a leader for everyone, no matter, who you are, whether you supported me in the primary or didn't. At the end of the day, we're public servants, and our job is to serve the residents of this city and to do so alongside each other. And so I am looking towards people who currently work with first great respect and gratitude, right? Mayor Bowser gave 12 years of service as mayor, gave many more years as council member and as ANC commissioner, and you have to respect people who give of their time and their energy and their service to this city. And the same goes for everyone who worked with them. There's no leader who works alone. You work with a team, and that team deserves that same level of gratitude and respect for the many of years of service they put in. I think the best leaders are lifetime learners, and so I'm also looking towards learning from many of them, and that's those early conversations I've been having now with saying, hey, what hiccups did you run into? What were some of the issues that you faced? What sort of stopped you from being able to do more? And they have my commitment to continuing to build on the work that they put in and some of the programs that really transformed our city. I mean, at the end of the day, DC is one of the best cities in this country and in the world. We were the first to do pre-K. Some of the things that other cities are getting applauded for, I'm like, DC,
been there, done that.
DC, been there, done that, right? Like, I mean, truly, I just think about how much we have accomplished as a city, and we should be extremely proud of how much we've accomplished. You know, the Pay Equity Fund, early childhood education, you know, we've led on those things. We've been a leader in so many aspects. And so, you know, I don't want people to think that, you know, I am here to take down what they built. No, I'm here to build on what they have built and improve and make things better and to lead with them and listen to them. And so again, we're one DC, and I'm excited to lead for all of us.
What do you say to the council? What do you want to see? I mean, obviously you are a council member now, so you know this body, but there's going to be a big shift.
I know.
Coming up. So you have to work with the council if you do win in November. What do you want to see in that space?
Yeah, you know, it's been bittersweet because now my colleagues, we all, you know, my side of the day is we're a fun bunch. Everyone knows that we have
comment.
Yeah, we have fun on our end of the dais. And I was like, oh no, the other day we were all like, oh my God, we're gonna miss the banter of all of us on our side of the dais. And so, you know, it sort of started to settle in like, oh, we're all gonna, this council is gonna look different. You know, everything's gonna look different. But we started saying like, all right, y'all, let's stop mourning, you know, like towards the end, you're like, oh, the memories we had, but let's talk about like what exciting things we get to do together. And so, you know, to that end, I want to have a good relationship with the DC Council. I want to lead with them and alongside them in a way that we actually can deliver for DC residents on affordability, which I know many, if not all of my colleagues agree we need to do something about the affordability crisis in DC. We have to stand up to this administration and be strategic about what that looks like. And, you know, we have to make sure our government is delivering services to all residents in all 8 wards. And so I look at our council as a partner. And I am excited to work in partnership with many of my colleagues. Many of them already have oversight over agencies, and so I'm also talking to them about what they want to see, what have been some of the issues that you've run into as oversight chair over health, oversight over public safety, oversight over youth affairs, and my colleagues are like, yes, let's talk about it because we all want the same goal. So I'm looking forward to working with the council and delivering for DC residents and having a true partnership as it relates to, you know, our budget and how we show up for district residents.
During this process, you've gotten a lot of requests from people already.
Yes.
I mean, it runs the gamut in terms of what people want, what they want to see. Sports teams. Have you been talking with our sports leaders?
Yes.
Already?
So I think one of the greatest requests I've gotten is like, JLG, you better deliver some championships, which is like, okay.
It's all on you.
It's all on me. So now I'm talking to the sports team. I'm like, Wizards, we need a championship. I'm happy we got AJ and Felix. We got some good draft picks. I'm like, all right, Wizards, it's time to deliver. You know, Spirit, as always, I'm a huge fan of our women's teams, and Spirit obviously has Trinity and Ashley and so many great players on their team. So I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, Spirit, Nats, Wizards, Mystics, let's get it done. Caps, like, let's all win. So yeah, the city is absolutely expecting a championship to happen, and so I have said to all the sports teams, let's go. Let's do it. So I'm a huge sports fan. I also think that, you know, as I said during the campaign, DC has so many great things we get to leverage, and sports are one of the things we get to leverage, especially women's sports. So I'm excited to highlight that as part of the city's strengths and attract people here for that. But yes, we need to deliver some championships. We got some good draft picks across the board, Mystics, Wizards, like, we're making some smart decisions, some smart plays. So I do hope to be at a championship parade in the near future.
Wow, so are we promising a championship of some sort now?
Listen, I'm just saying, winning.
You're making it happen.
Winning is in our future. When I went to the Wale concert a couple weeks ago, and we just talked about like the Wizards winning a championship and how amazing it would be for the city.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, we got to do it. But I've gotten a lot of requests about sports in particular, like we need a championship. So now the pressure's not only on me, it's on our sports teams to deliver some championships for DC. I've also just gotten some very fun requests. Someone told me if I can bring Vapianos back, that they would stand me forever. So,
Forever.
yeah, they were like, if
committed.
you can bring Vapianos. So, a request for Vapianos was on the table. Yeah, some of the requests have been quite fun.
And we talk about a lot of serious issues, but it's also interesting to see. I mean, when it comes to city pride, it shows you people just want the basics. They want to feel good about their city.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Finally, for you, obviously the 4th of July weekend, America's 250th. How are you celebrating? What does this mean for you? What does this moment mean?
Yeah, well, we're fresh off Juneteenth.
Yes.
So for me, it's still Juneteenth. Juneteenth is still happening. I had a wonderful time in Ward 7 at the Juneteenth parade.
Yeah.
Just an amazing time, and I encourage people to join the Juneteenth parade next year. I think this was their second year doing it, and I said next year it's going to be even bigger. But yeah, this July 4th, I'm going to be walking Capitol Hill Parade with Councilmember Charles Allen, and then I'm going to be taking the train over to Ward 3, and I'm going to be walking with...
Taking the train, noted, got it.
Yeah, with Councilmember Matt Fruman. And he always has a funk band, and so I'm going to be jamming with the funk band at the end of the Palisades Parade. And then I'm headed over to Ward 7. There is a cookout that I was invited to in Ward 7, so I'll be going there. And then I'll be ending at the Old Soldiers Home Retirement, where I've always gone as Ward 4 council member. That's where we sort of have our July 4th celebration at the Old Soldiers Retirement Home. And so I'll be ending there with my son and my husband, looking at some fireworks, and then hopefully getting a lot of water and rest at the end of the evening.
Oh, at that point, at the end?
Yeah, at the end, yeah. My day will start at about 8 a.m. and probably go on to about 9 p.m. And so, the goal, it's supposed to be 100 degrees.
Yep.
So my goal is to just stay as cool and hydrated as I possibly can. I'm bringing the mini fans, all of the ice water. You know how your mom used to get you ready for this.
Right. Yeah. No.
I
everything.
Got the ice in the freezer already ready to go. So I'm preparing for a good day in the city.
Just pace yourself, okay?
Yeah.
Just pace it. Janice Lewis-George, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this bonus edition of the DC Beat. I'll see you for another new episode Wednesday night, July 8th.